football Phil here again with a new video, this time for Orlando, for my Orlando Addict podcast. Just talking Halloween Horror Nights 29 this time. What we're basically going to quickly do on this video is going to be me and a guest who's going to do their list of houses and scare zones, and we're just going to say in order what we like. So number 1 being our favourite, number 10 being the ones meh, I'm just not into myself. Don't get upset, people, it's just my choice. And it's the same for the scare zones as well. 1 to 5, you know, 1 being yes, can't wait for it, 5 being meh, not in a rush. But it's just my and the guest's opinion. You all have your own opinion, you can all have what you like. So we're going to start off with my first one. At number 1 for the houses, my most anticipated one is obviously Ghostbusters. Grew up with it as a child, absolutely loved Ghostbusters. So as you can understand, I need this house. It's going to complete my life dream. At number 2, I've got Universal Monsters. I'm not into all the Universal Monster movies. You know, they're a bit very old and passe, and some are interesting. But the thing is, you've got to respect these characters. They're some of the most famous characters in the history of horror, and they'd be fun to watch, I think. So the Universal Monsters coming to life will be great, and I know there's a few people who will be blown away and probably be number 1 for them. And number 3 for me is Graveyard Games. Now this sounds interesting. Graveyards have always sort of interested me as a child, so I can imagine it a lot being dark, flashing lights, bit of rain, fog maybe, ghost children hearing funny things, noises, things blowing on you and all that. It's going to be fantastic fun. I just can't wait to try this one. At number 4, probably one of the biggest TV shows on TV right now on Netflix, Stranger Things. It's a part of season 2 and 3. Season 2 was okay, but season 3, I loved it. It blew my mind. It was brilliant. It had everything in it. So therefore, I can't wait for this house. Well, number 4 was a scare zone last year, and I actually kind of like the movie as well. It's The Killer Clowns from Outer Space. The scare zone was brilliant. Apparently, it was the most placed photos have ever been taken in Halloween Horror Nights ever for a scare zone. So it was fun. I can't imagine how they're going to make it better than the scare zone, but the house concept does interest me based on the movie. Then we move on to number 6, House of a Thousand Corpses. Now, you're not going to believe this from this video now. I haven't watched the movie. I have got it, and I'm prepared to watch it. So that's why it's down further. It could fly up on my listing, but I'm not changing it now, so it's going to be where it is. Number 7, the Yeti Terror of Yukon. This sounds interesting. Yetis, Bigfoot and all that's always interesting me in snow areas. I can imagine this one's going to be like cold, damp, snowy feeling with the monsters sneaking up on you and everything, hunting you, I'm hoping. So this one will be quite an interesting one. Number 8, Depths of Fear. Now it looks like you're on a submarine or some sort of boat thing underwater, and you're going to get attacked by loads of mutated, stupid looking fish, and that's not really that amazing to me. So yeah, that's why it's so far down. Number 9, Nightingale's Blood Pit. Now I do think this could be the goriest one of the lot for Halloween Horror Nights, but it's not always about gores for me. So I've heard Nightingales, and it's been here in the past. Prove me wrong, make it better for me. And right at the bottom, number 10, Us. Now a lot of people have been upset because I've said this on Twitter and that. It's not that I'm not interested in the house for say it's Halloween Horror Nights. Of course I'm going to love it in a certain way. It's the sheer fact is I'm not interested in the movie itself. It was okay, it wasn't amazing like some people made out it to be. So at that point, it's just the bottom of my list. Next list though is the scare zones. Number 1, Zombieland. Come on, I love this movie. It was brilliant, it had everything in it. I can't wait to see this scare zone. I can't wait for movie 2 to come out. So that's obviously top of my list. Number 2, Anarcade. Now I'm not too sure what it is, but you know, arcades and that, if it's based on 80, 90 arcade sort of things and monsters and that, this, like the monsters come alive from games, this could be fantastically fun. I haven't read into it. I'm trying not to read into things this year because I just want to appreciate it in front of me and be shocked. So then the next one is Rob Zombie Hellbilly Deluxe. I'm not the biggest guy on Rob Zombie. I'm not into his type of music. It's just not my type of music. But he has made very good films, and obviously House of Thousand Corpses is one of his movies what I will be watching soon. Number 4, Vikings Undead. I've always had this little thing with Vikings, so that's why it can't go bottom for me. So it's going to be interesting how they do that. And then obviously number 5, we've got Vanity Ball. Just doesn't really interest me. I just think it's just a party thing. So it'd probably be good for a bit of dancing and that, but other than that, it just doesn't interest me. Now, when Halloween Horror Nights come along, I'm going in September. I'm going to be in Halloween Horror Nights quite a lot. So I will do a new list when I'm back in the UK, just to decide what list has changed and see who's top, who's bottom, middle, to see how much it changes from what I'm anticipating. Now, we go to my guest, as I usually do, right up here.
Hi guys, I'm here again on one of Phil's videos. He's asked me to do my Halloween Horror Nights hype list for Halloween Horror Nights 29. So let's get to it. At number 10, it's going to disappoint a lot of people, but it's going to be Us, Jordan Peele's Us. It's not my cup of tea. I enjoyed the film. It wasn't the best one, but at the moment that is definitely at the bottom of my hype list. Moving on to number 9 will be Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I just got uneasy feeling about it not transferring from a scare zone into a house very well. That's the reason why I'm having to put it so far down on the list. It's just one of those things. There's just a massive year coming up this year, so Killer Clowns is going to have to be at number 9, I'm afraid. Moving on to number 8, it's going to be Stranger Things. I know this is a flagship thing for a lot of people, not for me personally, as you can probably tell because it's on number 8 on my list. So yeah, Stranger Things is going to be number 8. Right, bear with me with this, guys. It's from number 3 to number 7. I couldn't put these in a numerical order. I've done it for this list. It's a list I've stuck with because I put it on my podcast and I've also put it on Twitter. But these 5 houses are kind of all interchangeable. They could change every day. So I'm going to list them as they are, but they're all on the same page in my eyes. So at number 7, it's going to be Yeti, Terror of the Yukon. Number 6 is House of a Thousand Corpses. Number 5 is Nightingales. Is it Blood Pit? Yeah, Nightingale's Blood Pit. Number 4 will be Depths of Fear. And number 3 is Graveyard Games. I'm looking forward to all the originals, and all the originals are on a same playing field for me. There's a little bit more expectation for Graveyard Games, that's why it's a little bit higher than some of the others, but like I said, they're all on the same playing field. So that's the reason why them 5, it could change tomorrow. You know that, if you know the thing, it could change, but it's not going to do. I'm going to leave it like that. Them 5 can be interchanged all the way through. That leads me to the top 2, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it like that. Them 5 can be interchanged all the way through. That leads me to the top 2, and number 2, begrudgingly, these 2 I couldn't really split, so I had to put one above the other, and one just nipped it a little bit more. But number 2 is Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters is one of my favourite films of all time. Unfortunately, I wasn't born to watch it. I was born before it came out, but only a year old, so I couldn't get to see it in the pictures, unfortunately. But I did watch it for the 30th anniversary in the pictures, so I did finally get my chance to see it on the big screen. So that film is a 10 out of 10 for me all the way through. So that's the reason why that's number 2. It should be number 1, but if this house wasn't at Universal, Ghostbusters would definitely be number 2. So number 1, as you probably can tell from all the other ones that are not listed, it's Universal Monsters. Universal Monsters are really close to my heart with the Universal Studios. It's got that history of the company, and if it wasn't for these monsters, we wouldn't be having Halloween Horror Nights now. we wouldn't be having Universal Studios Florida. So that is one of the main reasons why Universal Monsters is my number one on my hype list for this year. Is move it on a little bit further. So as a quick recap, sorry, I'll go back, I'll swing it back. Quick recap: number 10, Jordan Peele's Us. Number 9, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Number 8, Stranger Things. Number 7, Yeti, Terror of the Yukon. Number 6, House of a Thousand Corpses. Number 5, Nightingales. Number 4, Depths of Fear. Number 3, I can't see it, the light's blinding me. Number 3, Graveyard Games. Number 2, Ghostbusters. Oh, sorry. Number 1, Universal Monsters. Phil, you've asked me to do my hype list for the Scare Zones. You're an absolute bastard, because this is a hard one to do. It's even harder than these actual houses. So I'm not wrote this down. This is just straight off the cuff of what I'm thinking right now. Number 5, it's going to have to be Vikings Undead. Don't know why, it just doesn't feel like it's going to be that massively high for me. So at the moment, number 5 is Vikings Undead. Number 4, now see, this is where it gets really, really complicated, trying to think of these and put these into an order. I'm going to have to say Anarcade. The Anarcade, whichever one, yeah, it's going to have to be, that one is going to have to be number 4. Number 3, see, this is where it gets really, really complicated. I can't put these next 3 together, and I've actually lost one of them anyway. No, number 3 will have to be Vanity Ball. I'll put Vanity Ball at number 3. I just realised that gave me a Silent Hill vibe, so that one is definitely going to be number 3. It's the other 2. You've got Zombieland Double Tap, and you've also got Rob Zombie's Hellbilly Deluxe. No, I'm going to cheat. These are joint number 1, both. I'm not going to split them. Them 2 are my 2 favourite Scare Zones for Halloween Horror Nights 29. So this is now my second video for Phil. So if you don't know, I actually do a podcast myself. It's called the Simon Says Podcast. Hopefully Phil will put links in the description. I think it's down there, I think. So, and he might put a link up there for his last video, the predictions that was on. I don't know. But yeah, so go follow me on Twitter, guys. Give this video a like, give it a share, comment below, give Phil some love, and I shall see you soon.